Blackstone Audio presents The Talented Ribkins, a novel by Ladee Hubbard. This book is read by Kenerly. Now, the training of men is a difficult and intricate task. Its technique is a matter for educational experts, but its object is for the vision of seers. W.E.B. Du Bois. Monday. 1. The Last Woman. He only came back because Melvin said he would kill him if he didn't pay off his debt by the end of the week. It was why he left St. Augustine, why he had no choice but to drive down to Lehigh Acres and dig up the box of money he'd buried in his brother's yard 14 years before. The only complication was his brother's last woman, who was still living in the house, because, of course, he didn't want her knowing what he was after. So he made something up. A toolbox, Johnny Ribkins said, standing on the splintered porch of a wood-framed two-story, while hard slats of Florida sunshine bore down on his back and the woman squinted from behind the screen door. A toolbox, she said, gray grates masking her face like a veil. Why you got a toolbox buried in the yard? Oh, it's always been there, ever since we tore down the shed to build the basketball court. He nodded toward a weed-covered rectangle of cracked cement at the far corner of the yard. Just seemed like the safest place to put it at the time. A truck came barreling down the interstate on the other side of the fence, roar of exhaust merging with a mechanical drone of laughter coming from a TV playing inside the house. Johnny removed his hat, swatted at the moisture pooling across his brow, and stared at a rose tattoo that wound around the woman's neck. He hadn't seen her since his brother's funeral, but he had to admit she looked less crazy than he remembered. The lace top, miniskirt, and thigh-high boots were gone, replaced by a t-shirt, sweatpants, and white flip-flops. Her once gaunt cheekbones were now fleshy and jowly, and her hair, deprived of the bright red wig she'd worn to the wake, was gray and cut short. He figured she must have been in her 40s, about the same age his brother Franklin had been when he died. Johnny smiled. They old tools, see? Like the turning screws so old, they don't even make them anymore. Truth is, I all but forgot about them until a couple of weeks ago when I got a delivery of antique watches at the shop. He pulled a handkerchief from the pocket of his shirt and scratched at a line of sweat tickling his left ear. It was hot out there, and he could hear how lazy and exhausted his lies sounded. Luckily, the woman was none too bright. They're valuable. Only if you a broken watch. A hearty amen, and the sound of applause came from the TV inside the house. Tools aren't valuable. The watches are, but only if they're fixed.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?